Hey guys, I want to introduce myself. Most of you probably do not know me, but I am Lindsay. I'm married to Casey Andis, and we are at Bowling Green State University. I have been on staff since 2010. Don't try and figure out how old that makes me. I'm old. My first project was in 2008, so 12 years ago, and it really was super helpful for me in my walk with the Lord. Yours looks different than mine, clearly, since you are doing everything online, but I know that it's going to be helpful for you as well. Today I get to talk to you about the Sabbath. Maybe you have heard of the Sabbath, maybe you have not. So to start, I'm going to tell you what Sabbath means. The Sabbath means a time of rest or rest from labor. I still struggle with that and have limited knowledge on understanding and living it out, but I am told there's a great chapter in the book you guys are reading this summer that talks about Sabbath. So you and I are both going to get a better picture and understanding this summer of what Sabbath is. But I'm going to give you a small tidbit before that. So how does the Sabbath play into the Christian life? And that is that we're called to take one. The fourth commandment is remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. That's in Exodus 28. And before that, before God even gives us that command, we see in Genesis 2:1-3, that even God rested. It says, so the heavens and the earth and everything in them were completed. By the seventh day, God completed his work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all of the work that he had done. So he blessed the seventh day and declared it, for on it he rested from his work of creation. So all of that to say is, Christians, that God calls us to take one day a week away from work to rest, and to rest well. This could look different for all of us. It should look different from all of us. We are different people, and that's okay. Colossians 2:6 says, therefore, let no one pass judgment on you in questions of food and drink with regard up to a festival or new moon or Sabbath. I do not know what they're talking about for festival or new moon, but we are talking about Sabbath, and that verse helps me to understand that there is not an XYZ plan for what a Sabbath must look like. Only that we are called to take one, and that will look different for us. Justin Buzzard quotes in an interview that I read that he says, Sabbath is 24 hours of rest and play, a time when we remember that God is in control and that he has lavished our lives with his grace, and he is at work while we are at rest, and that we glorify God through our rest, through 24 hours of being absolutely unproductive. As Christians, we do not want to be unproductive. As people, we do not want to be unproductive. But that's what God calls us to. We are to use the Sabbath to rest, and that helps us to trust God more when we take a break, to see that the world keeps spinning in all the different areas that we try to keep up and going. It helps us to trust him more deeply when we see that once a week we take a break from those things and they go on. We take it so that we don't get burned out, because we need rest. God created us that way, that it's not a choice. Mark 2:28 says the Sabbath was made for man. So practically, what does this mean? If it can look different for everyone, if there's not a plan or a black and white, this is what it means. I think practically it means, first, that you do not do things related to work on your Sabbath. So some of you have jobs that you can walk away from and never think about or do anything with outside of when you're at your job, but others of you do not. And so I would say that you do not do work, anything that is related to work on your Sabbath. So then what do? You do what is going to refuel and prepare you for the week ahead and help you rest from the week previously. This probably, or should definitely, include spending time with the Lord in his word, in prayer, going to church, or now, as most of us are, attending online If it is on Sunday, or if you didn't get to attend online or watch your church Sunday, then watching it later in the week on your Sabbath, reading a good book, and things like that. This is probably going to mean that you have to prepare ahead of time. You're going to have to do your housework. Some of you have homework, your meal prep. The other things that you need to get done throughout the week need to get done on another day if possible, so that that truly frees up your Sabbath to rest. And lastly, I think have fun. Again, fun looks different for everyone. So you don't have to do expected fun, normal fun. Do what's fun for you, because fun for you is going to refuel you. Lastly, the Sabbath is a gift from God to us. So let's try and work towards making it great this summer. Thanks, guys.